A women's bantamweight battle between Racquel Pennington against the Belizean beast Marion Reneau. This fight is, I'm gonna be honest, I'm having a hard time getting up for this fight because I feel like both women have kind of hit their ceiling with the UFC. We've seen Racquel Pennington work hard and get herself up to a title shot, and we've seen just that. I don't know, maybe once, if Amanda Nunes's retirement is real, she hasn't officially retired, she's talked retirement. If she does walk away, perhaps that opens up everything for the bantamweight division. But right now, it's gotta really suck to be a bantamweight in the women's division right now in the UFC, because 9 times out of 10, you've had your opportunity and you got blown out of the water already. So I don't know, maybe I'm just looking at it that way. And it's just like, wow, I don't know. But Racquel Pennington's been around for a long time, even though she's still only 31 years old. She has slower hands. She does have improved striking just from working at it, but her hands are kind of slow. She is a really strong grappler, just powerful overall. She needs to get this fight to the ground against Marion Reneau. I think that's where she'll have her most success. Coming off a loss to Holly Holm in her last fight, she really needs to get this victory, because if she doesn't, she's going to slip out of the top portions of the rankings. More than likely going to fall out, maybe, quite possibly out of the top 10 if she loses. She does come in as a slight favorite, minus 157, according to Bet Online. And, against an opponent like Marion Reneau. With Reneau, I always wished that she had gotten to the UFC a little bit earlier, right? When she got to the UFC, she was already in her mid to late 30s. And you wonder what would have happened with mid 20s, late 20s era Marion Reneau, and had an opportunity to kind of grow through her athletic prime, grow her skills through her athletic prime. That wasn't the case. By the time this fight rolls around, she's going to be 43 years old. Now, all that said, she stays in fantastic shape. She's always in really good shape. She's a really good striker and athletic, and that's why I always say, man, I wonder what would have happened had she gotten there earlier. But that isn't the case. She's a slightly above average grappler, fairly decent working off her back, and she's really good if she gets to top position, because she can rain down some elbows, and she works pretty well from there. She is on a 2-fight losing streak, and for her, she's kind of grasping for air to kind of stop this free fall. She doesn't. 3-fight losing streaks are horrible, just regardless, but they're even worse for a 43-year-old mixed martial artist who's got to know that you're at a point where this is almost a wrap on what you're doing. She cannot afford to lose this fight. She really can't. She's got to keep her back off the ground. She's got to fight with some sense of urgency. She's got to fight out of clinches when, if Racquel Pennington closes distance, gets underhooks, gets a body lock on her, anything to that nature, she's got to break out of that quickly. Dirty boxing, elbows from the inside, knees, anything she can do to create that separation. Because I believe even at 43, she's going to be a better athlete, a more a slicker, faster fighter. But she's got to stay away from the grappling, because from a grappling standpoint, I think Racquel will have an advantage just overall. Racquel is the favorite here, minus 157 according to Bet Online. Reneau is a plus 137 underdog, and as much as I hate to say that Reneau is probably looking at a 3-fight losing streak, because I actually root for her, because I saw her early on when she first got to the UFC, and I saw that there was some talent there. And, I was just, I knew that her window from being in the prime of her athletic career was kind of in a bad place, or not in the most ideal place. So I always wished and hoped that she might be able to get to a certain point. But I think she's going to lose this fight. I think she's going to lose it on the strength of Racquel Pennington's takedowns, top position. I think Racquel will be able to do just enough in the stand-up. And Reneau hasn't really shown the ability to be so explosive as a striker, especially against somebody like Pennington. Pennington took an absolute beating from Amanda Nunes for like 5 rounds, face split open, just beaten. And the shots she took I mean, these are shots that Amanda Nunes is knocking people out with, and she took those shots and made it, you know, deep into that fight like that. So I don't think Reneau is going to stop her, and if she doesn't have the power to really, you know, just stop that forward progression and that you know, attempts to take the fight to the ground, I just don't think she'll be able to hold Racquel for the entire three rounds of this fight. And I think Pennington gets the victory by decision on the strength of some takedowns and top position. So could be a tough loss for Reneau. We'll see how it ultimately ends up. But I got Pennington and going with the odds makers on this one.